guys, it's fall, or at least I'm dressed like it is, and I have pumpkins, so it's fall in my mind. We're dressed up a little bit cute because it is my fall reset. Let's get into it. Just setting the mood. Obviously we have the orange cardigan, we have some of my decorative pumpkins back there, and I have a cup of tea, and we're just going all out. This is an apple cider tea that I got from Independent the other day, and it is so tasty. Okay, so we're starting this video off with a little catch up, and I'll just let you guys know what's coming as well, because I don't want you guys to get bored of me just chatting and everything. We also have a little bit of like an autumn closet cleanup kind of thing. I'm basically gonna move, if you watch my summer reset, I moved all the summer clothes into that closet. No, summer clothes into my closet. What am I talking about? And I moved all my sort of winter, autumn, cold weather clothes into this closet, and this is the first time I've ever had space to actually do that, and I loved it. It made me feel so much more organized and so much more just like settled and grounded. I don't know if that makes sense, but it did. We're gonna look at my fall vision board, we're gonna look at goals for fall, for Q4, and particularly for September, and we're gonna look at some autumn favorites. So this is resetting for autumn. For fall, just context, I mentioned this in my last autumn reset. I am British/Australian, so I traditionally say autumn, and I've been living in Canada for a while, so I now sort of say fall. I say both, but I'm very in the like Canadian fall vibe, so we'll go with fall mainly, but if it annoys you, me swapping, I'm sorry. But to catch up to start off, this summer has been a busy one. If you listen to my podcast, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, you all know I've been traveling a lot. I've been really busy and I haven't had goals for most of the summer, so in this video we are going to go back over my goals, the last set of goals I set, but I think that might have been for July. But I was kind of happy having no goals this summer. Obviously I have my big overarching goals, but you know, with traveling you just need to be intuitive. You can't do everything you would normally. It's a different kind of routine, and it worked out really well. I did a podcast episode called Hot and Healing Girl Summer, and it definitely has been a hot and healing girl summer. There's been a lot of introspection. I mean, I visited the UK, which is where I used to live, and I was talking about this with Jake, my boyfriend. It is weird to go back to a place you used to live on holiday. You know, it's catching up with friends. We're now all in this like post-grad life stage, which is just crazy and so different. It's been a lot of like reflecting, catching up with people, all that kind of thing, which is like the healing part, but then it's also been super social, super busy, lots of events, that kind of thing. For fall, I'm definitely embodying the cozy girl fall. We're gonna look at lots of like slow living, just sort of making things feel homely. I really want to lean into the holidays. I'm so excited for Thanksgiving. It's also my birthday, Jake and Mai's 3rd year anniversary. Yeah, just why I like to reset. I was trying to explain this to Jake the other day because I don't know how to put it into words, but I hope this makes sense and I hope this resonates with some of you. Before I got into this whole like journaling, planning, resetting, introspective reflection kind of thing, I kind of felt like I would just sort of like float between months and between seasons, between chapters in my life and between years. And now that I am sort of purposeful when things are changing, being intentional is the key word here. I don't feel like I'm like floating through things and suddenly things are happening to me. It makes me feel more in control, makes me feel more settled and more grounded. Another little life update. I have mentioned my podcast. I did launch that this summer, and it's been a lot of pre-filmed videos recently because I was traveling, like I said, but I just want to plug my podcast. If you have not listened to People in Progress yet, do listen to People in Progress. Next week, I think next Monday, my episode coming out is actually a guide to cozy girl fall. So obviously this is resetting for fall. That guide is going to be like how to live your best life during the autumn. I want to talk about some other focuses I have this season as well. I've just written a couple down. One is posting more. I want to be posting more short form content. So on TikTok, I was really good at this at the beginning of summer, but kind of fell off when I was traveling. I also want to post some more shorts on YouTube, which I think would be really good. And then also I do want to do more vlogs where I'm showing you guys my everyday life, where I'm talking to you guys. These are harder for me to plan out, but I want to do a really nice mix of sit down talking videos like this and vlogs. Okay, so that's all for the catch up and recap. Now we're going to get into some reflection. I'm just looking down here because I have my goals from not last month, but the last set of goals I did, and I want to talk about them. So my goals were post 20 TikToks. I think I probably posted on TikTok 20 times. If I didn't get exactly that, I'm pretty happy with how I've been posting on TikTok, so that's fine. Write for 25 days, so that's, you know, write once a day for 25 days. I definitely did not write for 25 days. I got so busy. I did post 6 YouTube videos. I've been doing really well with my YouTube posting. Write 1 chapter of my book. I definitely didn't write 1 chapter. Plan my gallery wall, make 3 art pieces. I definitely didn't plan the gallery wall, and I have not started the art pieces. I also wanted to create 4 digital downloads, books. I have 3 digital downloads off my Etsy store, I believe, not 4 yet. And quick plug, I need to talk about this more. I have an Etsy store. So for other things that are up there, a morning pages that you can either download and write on digitally or print off. I also have a mid-year reset, which is really good for addressing your goals sort of in the middle of the year. I would say this is still actually a really good time to do it. And if you guys are into reading at all, I also have a massive reading Notion template. It's a tracking spreadsheet and plan my trip to the UK. I did plan my UK trip. The trip went really well, so that's good. And get in bed before 12 a.m. And I do think I was doing a really good job at being in bed before 12 a.m, so midnight. Obviously, while I was traveling, there was some more social things, so I wasn't always, but I think in general, I've been doing a really good job at that. We are going to get into a couple things now, starting off with my monthly accomplishments. Now, if you don't know what this is, I talk about this in every reset video. I'm going to quickly explain it for the people who haven't seen it before. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, you guys. It started during COVID when I felt super lost in my life and I felt like I wasn't doing anything. I started writing down at the end of each month everything that I accomplished or that I was proud of or that I wanted to remember. You are doing so much with your life. I'm doing so much with my life. Everyone is, even if we don't realize it. So I've been doing this for over 3 years and it has been so good for my mental health. I highly recommend doing it. And yeah, these are some of my accomplishments from this month. I went to New York for the first time and did a trip there, which was really fun. I was a guest on my friend's podcast, which was awesome. Her podcast is a film podcast. It's called Talking Pictures, and we spoke about the Barbie movie. But that was my first time being a guest on a podcast, so that was so fun. With some friends from my old school, my boarding school where I went to sixth form, we went back and visited. So we went down to Surrey and we visited the school. That was crazy. That was a crazy day. It was very like wholesome and just amazing doing it with friends who I live with for 2 years, but it was just really reflective and crazy to see how far I've come. I also just the other day went to my first event with a media invite, one that I was invited to as an influencer. I actually have a couple of these coming up, which is so excited. This was the first one chronologically that popped up and it was the first one I attended. It was so fun. It was really good. Check out my TikTok if you do want to see the events I'm going to, and I'm obviously going to them to share them with you guys because they're really cool things with really cool brands or places. So yeah, check them out. And the final thing, the thing I might be the most proud of, is I hit 80,000 subscribers on YouTube this month, which is crazy. It's a number I literally cannot fathom, and I just want to say thank you to every single one of you for sticking around, for liking my content and subscribing, and yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so now if you've seen my reset videos before, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna stay here, but I'm gonna put in some clips of me later doing the things we spoke about earlier, moving my clothes, doing my vision board, all of that, and at the end of that, I'm gonna tell you my favorites for autumn.
She stands by the window, stares at the morning sun. She hopes for a clear view before the day is done. What can you do when you're head over heels in love?
So I've just been getting all my summer clothes out of my wardrobe. It's not yet September, it's right before September. I can see, so right now it's actually a really nice like cozy rainy day out, and it's super nice like getting into full transition weather. However, I can see next week around Labor Day we have like 35-degree weather. So I'm putting away all of my like, these are my fancy, not ball dresses, but like formal dresses. They are dresses I have worn to balls and etc. These go in the guest closet because they're kind of like special occasion dresses, and obviously you guys saw me pull it out of my closet. I've got like my really summery pieces where even if it is super hot, I'm not gonna wear these like holiday, like height of summer pieces. So even if I do have more, say like hot weather, I'm gonna be wearing more like neutrals, transition to fall kind of vibes. So I'm just gonna keep putting some stuff away. This is the guest bedroom. I just pulled out all my winter clothes from here and put them in the other room. I'm so excited to do this, and I said this during my summer reset. I was like putting away all these clothes, it feels so good at the other season because because it feels like you have this whole new wardrobe and all these exciting new things that you might have like forgotten about. I'm sad putting stuff away because, like, for example, this skirt, I love it so much. I don't think I've worn it that much this summer, and like I'm like, oh, I don't want to put it away, but I think that's part of the full reset. It's just like, although it's sad to end one season, you're getting excited for another, and although I love all my summer clothes, it's also exciting bringing out all my winter, like autumn clothes. I've got a healthy amount of stuff that can be worn for like all weather, but then although it's not super cold yet, I'm also pulling out my jumpers and just like cold weather clothes because, like I said, although it's not cold yet, when it does get cold, it will be nice to be prepared. And so I moved to Ottawa in February last year, so it was really cold, it was winter. Apparently it wasn't that cold for like an Ottawa winter, but for like me, it was very cold. And I'm excited and nervous, but mostly excited to experience my first like proper cold winter. I also haven't lived in Ottawa for a full year, so I don't know what the seasons are going to be like. So for example, in Vancouver, I mean, apparently it was a weird season last year, but it didn't really get cold until like end of October, and it was like genuinely quite hot even until like my birthday, which is October 21st. I'm so sad putting away these lovely summer clothes. I love them so much. Ready for summer next year. I can't believe it's the end of summer. I basically don't know when it's going to get cold and how quickly it's going to get cold and how cold it's going to get like in September, in October, in November, and then obviously I know December is going to be cold, I guess. Honestly, I don't really know other than what I've read, you know. I'll probably go through the closet again at the end of October and just redo some stuff because I'll have to sort of put my like really cold weather things towards the front of the closet. You know, it's just good to keep reorganizing. I found a bunch of really nice stuff that I still had folded away, and they were like in the back, and I was like, I can't believe I haven't been wearing this. So it's just so important to go over your closet all the time. Nice to chat to you guys. I love putting stuff away. That's pretty much all my summer clothes away. So I wrote out my goals for September just, so let's go sit in my office and we can chat through those. I'm gonna read you my goals and we're gonna chat about them. I actually have a lot of goals for September, and I'm not sure how I feel about that because I want to limit having like too many goals, but I also feel like I'll be able to do all of these, and I feel like they're all very intentional, so they're subject to change, but I think this is what we're going with, and I believe there's 14 of them, so let's get started. And before I start, sorry, something I did do, so I wrote down everything that was on my mind that I felt like I wanted to do and I needed to do. To make sure my goals list didn't turn into a to-do list, I then separated the things that were more like to-dos, and I'm gonna add them to my monthly to-do list, but I put them there so they were out of my brain, but then I made sure to separate them so they're not actually goals. Another thing I did was I put down all these goals that sort of like related to my larger goals, but they did feel a bit, maybe not mundane, but they didn't feel like super exciting. So then I added a couple seasonal things, like fall related. Obviously this is my full reset. It just got me so much more excited, so I think I'm gonna have to keep incorporating that. Okay, so goal number 1, I want to post 25 TikToks. I think I was talking about earlier when I was talking about my past goals, I was really on my TikTok grind, and to be honest, I've been posting 1 TikTok a day for the past like week, and I just want to sort of get in that habit of posting 1 TikTok a day. And also I want to repurpose TikToks and repost them on shorts and reels. I also want to write for 25 days. Ideally I want to write every day. I just figured I'd put 25 on there to give myself a buffer if I miss a day, you know, once every couple of days. I just want to get into the routine of writing every day. These first couple goals are goals I'm going to make like trackers, so they're sort of like halfway between like habits, goals, that whole thing, and I'm gonna have like a habit tracker sort of thing in my bullet journal. And also, I'm so sorry if you can't hear throughout this video, I am ill, so my voice is like giving up, but I'm trying my best and I want to get this video out for you guys. My next goal is to add 3 more listings on my Etsy store. I just want to have more variety on my Etsy store because I love making the Etsy stuff and I'm so proud of it. I also want to study for my driving theory test. I cannot drive. I did get very close to being able to drive in the UK. I learned during lockdown, I was pretty good at it, and I also had driving lessons and I had passed the theory test in the UK, but then I just got into my last couple of years of university and there was a really big backlog on tests after COVID, so I never actually got my license, although I could like basically drive. Just gotta like start doing it and maybe make it a habit. Does anyone else have a Samsung dryer that makes that same song? Because I feel like they all have the same one. Anyway, I've been doing lots of laundry today. My next goal is to get into bed around 11 p.m, stop doing whatever I'm doing at my desk and like go to bed, shower, hop into bed, start reading at 11. But I also want to go on daily walks. I've been doing really well at this and I want to make this more of a habit rather than just like a phase, if that makes sense. We live in such a lovely area. I've been loving walking every day. We have like plenty of forest near us and then just like nice like suburban walking walking past and it's so safe. This next one is relating to one of my yearly goals, which is have a clean and organized house. I think what I want to do is I want to pick a day of the week. I'm thinking Mondays, and I want to vacuum and mop the house. But my goal isn't to mop every Monday, it's to mop and vacuum the house once a week. But sort of in that larger goal, I have an actionable step, which is pick sort of one day a week to do like cleaning things. I also want to plan out what I'm doing on my birthday. I've got a couple ideas. My birthday is at the end of October. I want to do something fun. I've got a couple ideas. It's not a big thing to plan out my birthday, so I feel like I have something planned, something to look forward to. I've got a cat here with us, but I think I'll just feel a bit more like better, like settled is the word. Just having a plan in place so I'm not like wondering what's going on. Sorry, ignore the cat's tail. I've also been talking a lot about these paintings I want to do. I have a couple different ones. One's a paint by numbers, and then I've got some I want to do from scratch. I want to start at least one of those paintings. That is a small goal because I think I should like do them all next month, but I think having that smaller goal of just starting one will actually be a lot better. If I start, I'll probably finish them. It's just starting is the hardest bit, so I think having this goal will be good. I also want to start planning the gallery walls. I have 2 gallery walls I want to do in the house, and I've never done something like that before. It's a big decor project for me, which I'm a little bit nervous about, and I had all these goals during summer of like plan out the gallery wall or do the gallery wall, and I think all of those are like a bit too big and overwhelming. So I think again, just having this one goal where it's just like start planning. I think once I've started planning, I'll be able to do the next steps easier, so I just need a push to start. I had this idea to do a goal of like meditate once a week or add meditation into my morning or night routine, which I would love to do eventually, but I had just a goal to try meditation, so I just want to try it out and see if I like how it fits into my routine. I'd also love to go camping this month. We went camping last year in September and it was a really good time for it, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it, but if we can, I would love to do that in September. Also, I'm already planning a lake day for next week, so I kind of want to do at least one final lake day of the year before it gets cold, so I would love to do that in September. And my last goal is to go to a farm or a winery. There are tons of farms and wineries around Ottawa that I want to go to, and I've got a couple different things I want to do, but I figured saying farm or winery is like vague enough where at least if we do one of those things, we're doing something fun and seasonal, and I can tick that off as a goal. So those are all my goals. It's quite a lot and I'm excited about them. I think I need to like finesse some of them and it'll be good, but it's quite a lot for this month. So I'm so excited to end off this video with my fall favorites, so let's get into it. Starting off, I do not have it. It's actually what I'm going to wear in the next video I'm filming. I was watching back my old autumn reset from last year, and it was so funny because so much of the stuff I'm talking about now is stuff I either got then or stuff I was like wearing or talking about in the video, but it's so nice to see that I'm still liking the same stuff. But number one has to be my Peggy sweater from Aritzia. I bought this sweater just over a year ago, so I've worn it so much. It is so worth the money. It is such a good high quality sweater, and I feel like it suits me so well and it looks amazing, and I can guarantee that it lasts because I've had it for a while now. That is like my number one worn piece of clothing during the cold months, so excited to get back into wearing that this autumn. The other thing is the leaf scent from Bath & Body Works. Their candles. I don't actually have one with me. I'm going to buy one soon hopefully, but that is definitely my go-to fall scent for candles, and I'm just a candle girl. I love a really good smelling candle. I feel like it makes the atmosphere of your home so much nicer. So I'm also trying to do this thing. Obviously I was talking to you guys earlier about how I'm into writing, but I have this other candle which I cannot remember the name of, but I'm gonna pop up on screen. But I'm gonna try light that candle every time I write to try get into a routine and like trigger something in my brain, but also it's just such a lovely foresty scent. I think that's gonna be perfect. I'm loving making my own pumpkin spice creamer. I know I've spoken about my TikTok a bunch in this video, but I do have a recipe up on my TikTok if you want to see how I make it. It is just so good being able to have it at any time I want, in any drink I want. I've been having pumpkin spice matcha, pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice cold brew, anything I want because I can make it. It's also so much cheaper, which is really nice, and I think it tastes just a little bit better. It is so good. I've got a couple fashion things now. I love Uggs. I don't have actual Uggs, but like Ugg style shoes. I have this pair from Michael Kors, but I wore them so much during the cold months. I'm so excited for it to get properly cold so I can get back to wearing these again. Another thing is comfy baggy jeans. I really fell out of love with jeans this summer just because it was too hot and I felt like they were too constricting, and I just did not want to wear things that like I couldn't move around in and be comfy in. But I recently found this really nice pair of jeans from Mango. Any soft jeans, find the perfect pair of jeans for you. Baggy comfy jeans and like denim is definitely so in for fall. Another thing I'm so excited for and that I'm loving is butternut squash. So this might be controversial, but I think I prefer butternut squash to pumpkin. Such a nice flavor, and I'm so so excited to get back into eating it all the time. And then pairing with that, I also want to mention I'm just so into eating seasonal food, buying stuff on the farmer's market. I feel like that's such a nice thing. Obviously fall is like the harvest season, isn't it? There's so much good produce and I'm just loving eating all the fresh foods and cooking really seasonally. I love cider, and in the UK cider is like hard cider, so originally the only cider I knew was like hard cider. Obviously I have this apple cider tea. I love like just regular cider now and also hot cider, but there's also this cider farm I really want to go to and they do really nice hard cider. They're called Saunders Farm here in Ottawa. There's all kinds of cider and apple things that I'm so excited for. I'm also loving these knitted headbands I got. I got them during the Amazon Prime Day sale, I believe, and I spoke about them in a vlog. They're on my Amazon storefront, but I'm wearing one now. This is the black one and they're just so comfy and I think they're so nice. I have like day 3 hair right now. I feel like they just make an outfit, and they are also, you can't see, but if you watch the vlog where I mentioned them or look on the Amazon storefront, you can see they're like a knitted pattern, and I think they're so perfect for this kind of weather. I've also been loving, like I mentioned earlier, doing morning pages, and what I mentioned earlier was that I have them on my Etsy store and download for you guys to either print out or use digitally if you're into digital planning. But I feel like I've perfected morning pages and it sets me up so well for my day. I have 2 more things. They're makeup things. One is the Rare Beauty Cream Blush. It finishes a look so well and I use it on my eyes, my cheeks. I've even used it on my lips before. And the very last thing is my Dior Lip Glow Oil. I got this when I was in London and I was so not convinced by lip oil before I tried this, and now I'm sold. It looks so pretty and it's so hydrating. You definitely need hydrated lips for fall. Okay, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching my fall reset. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do like and subscribe. Comment one thing you're excited for this fall, and yeah, just thank you again so much for watching and I hope to see you guys next time.